here with head coach Anthony Noreen ahead of this weekend's series at Minnesota Duluth, and we'll take some questions.
All right, Coach. First off, before we get to Duluth, this past weekend with Denver, the Saturday night game, you guys battled back again. And you and I talked on our radio broadcast pregame show about the lack of quit in your guys, especially getting down into the third period. So as you kind of look back now to that Saturday game, kind of what do you see and about that effort that they gave late?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a lot like the weekend before, where the best period of the weekend for us was the third period on Saturday. Again, you go in down one, and it certainly wasn't for our lack of looks or chance against a team that doesn't give you many. So I thought, that there was resolve, there was fight, there was improvement from Friday to Saturday. I thought the guys took both the detail and the messaging and the small adjustments, but more so just things that you have to eliminate if you're going to beat a team like that or have a chance against a team like that. And I thought they put that into place. So again, those are, you try and find small wins and things to build on from any weekend you have and any set of games you have. That was a lot of what we talked about Monday. Hey, fellas, this is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. Put yourself in these situations. Think through these situations. Remember what this feeling was like, and we've got to find a way to be even better than that, because that's what it's going to take, to beat a team like Denver, or certainly a team like Minnesota Duluth coming up.
In the game, I think it was first period, yeah, it was an apparent goal, did not get called your way. And I've had every hockey coach I think I've been around over the years. I've always said you always make your own luck. To me, that's just another one of the things. It just seems like if we didn't have bad luck, there'd be no luck at all for your guys. How do you kind of keep pushing your guys after something like that happens? Because sometimes it feels like just the weight of the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. You can't control it. And honestly, I think those situations, when you're in the situation we're in, they get magnified. When you're rolling and you find a way to win anyways, you just don't even, if you win the game, you don't even bring it up again the next week. So I think it feels magnified because of the situation we're in, and it's on us to make sure we're not in this situation again, to where those every little, minute detail and goal for, goal against, taken away, whatever, doesn't seem like the end of the world. It's human error. There's mistakes that are made, and a mistake was made, and that's all you could do. Did it decide the game? Absolutely not. We're never going to let one of those things, be something that we lean back on or use as a crutch or an excuse or anything like that. Like, you still had plenty of time, and it's on us to make sure we work through those things.
Then you get the goal. Hampus gets a goal, starts calling back, and then Connor's goal, Hutch's goal, nobody really even saw it go in. It sniped it in at such a weird angle, and then the puck was kind of hidden back in the padding or the netting there. So just at that point, what was the momentum like on the bench? What was the attitude on the bench?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you obviously Hamp's a guy that plays with a lot of emotion. That was a really nice sequence that led to that. Johnny taking an entry, not forcing it, waiting, Hamp giving him an option, giving it back, and then moving open space and finishing. And the emotion he had after that goal, I think, kind of said everything you need to know about him, just how much he believes and how much love and joy there is for the game and him. And I thought our group, fed from that. And then the Hutch goal was very similar. Now it's 3-1, and again, it could go the wrong way. And I thought just a really good sequence of events there for a couple minutes, and obviously ends with him putting a puck in the net. And now it's 3-2, and you feel like you got all the momentum on your side, and you're playing on home ice. All that we've gone through, not just this year, but that this program's gone through, and to be sitting here on a Saturday night going into the third period down 1 to a team that's won 2 of the 3 last national championships, and a full crowd, people that were behind us and chanting and into the game, like, if anything doesn't motivate you to want to, obviously you want to win for the guys and you want to win because of what we do and all those things, but for the support we've had here through some tough times, and even in just my short tenure, it's pretty special. It's pretty special. And one of the things we talk about is, man, like, if we're to get this going, when we get this going, like, how great is that going to be? Because it was just, it was moments like that. And again, you wish you went up on the right side of it. Absolutely. But again, to be playing meaningful minutes, meaningful games, tight games against teams like that, every time you go through it, you learn something. And again, I still think there's areas we could have been better. I still think there's mistakes we could alleviate. I still think there's plays we could finish and connect some more dots. And you take that, and again, we're not stopping. You've heard me say it a million times. Like, we are approaching this week as though we're right in the middle of the thick of things, and it's a chance for us to go on the road and make a statement. statement and grow as a program and grow individually, and everything matters. So this week has been, today was a really good day of practice. I thought our guys worked. They pushed each other. It was extremely physical, as we know it's going to have to be this weekend coming up.
And how has that week of prep been then? So, I mean, because for a lot of guys, they're coming down the home stretch now. There's just a handful of practices in their college careers left. So how do you kind of deal with the big picture, but yet keep it focused on what's coming up?
I mean, I think you just narrow the focus. You narrow the focus on what's in front of you, but you be totally respectful for what's to come. And I think you can't put your head in the sand on it. And we've talked about, listen, everything that you put on tape matters. So I've been in those seats before where I've watched guys and I'm evaluating players, whether it's sitting in this seat or when I was in junior hockey running a draft, and I never said, well, that team's out of the playoffs and they're down in that game, so I don't really care what that, like, if anything, I'm like, well, that guy, look at the way he's played. His team's out of it. They're down and out, and he's playing like that. Like, that's the guy I want. So what these guys, for our 11 guys that are going out the door, like, what they put on tape is extremely important, and no different for the guys who want to be back here, because there's going to be obviously a lot of evaluating. There's evaluating that goes on every day, but that's going to continue through the spring and as we start building this for next year. So it always matters, and at the end of the day, you got that M on your chest. Like, it matters. There needs to be a pride level in that.
Second go around now with Minnesota Duluth. We'll travel up there to play them. So last go around was a little bit tough sledding there, and it was kind of early on where things were starting to go where they've come to now. But what do you see different from them and how you guys are now going into that series?
Yeah, I mean, I think we feel like we've grown, and again, not to say that the results have been different, but we've grown and gotten better. They've gotten better. I still think they're a team. You watch them, no different than when we sat here a couple months ago when we played them. They're deadly on the power play. They've got some units that really move the puck and can make you pay. So we've got to be disciplined. I thought a huge key to Saturday night's game was just one penalty. You stay out of the box and you keep the best power play in the country from going out there. And again, the less times you could go to the well and those, the more important or the better. So I think it's for us that's a real key element, is because their power play is good. And I just think they're a team. They just don't give you much. They're extremely physical. They do a great job blocking shots. They do a great job in front of their own net. And then they are heavy and physical, and they try to get to that interior. So, that's what a lot of today was working on those areas and in the tight areas, in and around the net and in corners and things like that. And the battles we're going to have to go through in box outs and freeing up our hands offensively. And, hopefully it carries over into the weekend.
Let's circle back here. We're going to be talking with Hampus Rydqvist here and him getting that goal the other night. So in your short time here, your 1 year here, tell me a little bit about you getting a chance to coach a guy like Hampus Rydqvist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys, you've known him longer than I have, like, absolute joy to coach. And the most special thing about him, and not that he's not a really good hockey player, because he is, the most special thing about him is how he approaches every day and how he goes about his business. And no matter what's going on in the outside world, man, that kid's going to show up with a smile on his face, and he's going to give you everything he has. He'd give you the shirt off his back and wouldn't think twice about it. And, the things that go unnoticed within a team, within a group, the way he's been with some of our young guys, obviously the young Swedes coming over here to this country for the first time in school, but all the guys. Like, if there's, someone that guys could just look at and lean on and be a rock in the way that he approaches, his day-to-day, like, Hamp has been unbelievable. A guy that I know us is that we'll never forget, just kind of the way he went about his business. And, results, anything, nothing's going to change that kid. And like I said, he's another guy that I have no doubt is going to have a ton of success in life, and just like I said, total joy to coach.
Here with Hampus Rydqvist, the head of this weekend series at Minnesota Duluth, and we'll take some questions.
Hey, Hampus. Okay, let's go back. First off, last week in Denver, Saturday night's game, guys were battling hard late, got down early, but there were no quit in you guys, and you helped get that thing started. Got a goal at home. You've had many goals over now your fifth year. What was that one like for you? It was pretty good celly, by the way.
Yeah, I guess like you saw the celebration. I usually don't celebrate that hard, but it meant a lot for me. It was a pretty, I'd say that was a pretty big goal, 3-2 goal. So got us back a little bit into the game, and like you said, I haven't scored a lot lately, so obviously it means a little bit to contribute to the team.
Where do you see your role? As you now, you're the grandpa on the team, fifth-year guy here. You've been here for a long time. Yeah. So where do you see your role for the team? You got a couple other guys that are veterans as well, but You got Michael Quinn that's kind of the up and comer. So where do you put yourself in that?
Not trying to, I guess just trying to show the younger people how to, I guess, behave and do it right is what I'm trying to do. I'm not a super big talker in the room, but I try to just do my work and influence them in that way. But yeah, just trying to leave better than you found it kind of thing. But I guess not result-wise, but it's more culture-wise.
Yeah, and those words are on the wall right to your right now. So, and the culture-wise. So, and we'll talk about Duluth here in just a second. So, how has this culture kind of changed you? What has it meant to you here now?
Miami hockey, well, it made me into who I am today, I'd say. Even though I came in as like a 21st-year-old, 21-year-old, I mean, even though coming in like that, I still felt like a kid. And now I'm an adult. I'm far into the 20s, so no, but it's made me who I am today, and I mean, I have a lot to thank and be grateful for Miami.
What was your path to get to Miami? You are part of the COVID crew. You came in the craziest of times, the most unique of times. So how did you get here before all of that started?
Well, I was back home in Sweden. I had a choice to either go semi-pro in Sweden and just try to work my way up, or to continue my junior year, I guess, in the NAL, and then with the pursuit of going to college and becoming like a college athlete and just having the education, because you can't really do that in Sweden. So I decided that I want to have that education when I went over, and I mean, like you said, the COVID happened, so that kind of ruined the junior season. But I was fortunate enough to be recruited here to Miami, and I'm not looking back.
You had a running buddy with you for the first few years here when you came in here. Your Swedish buddy, lovely person. The two of you got to go through that COVID experience together, and obviously you guys were isolated from the campus. From me, I didn't get to really meet you until your sophomore year. But that being said, when you kind of look back on all that stuff, what do you remember most about all that?
I mean, it was different, like you said. The college bubble for us Swedes is different. First of all, I kind of call it a bubble, like Oxford bubble, because everyone stays here, everyone knows each other. But it was different in the COVID year. You couldn't meet a lot of people, but we were close with the team, and we got really close together with the group of freshmen that we had, and then the entire team basically, because all we could do was hang out with each other. And I think, I mean, I guess during the circumstances, we did the most of it. And like I said, we got to know each other really well. And I still have daily contact with the freshman class. So.
And that includes Luddy. So he's back over in Sweden right now. And how often do you get a chance to talk to him, or do you ever get to watch any of his games?
Every time he's in the net, I try to watch the game. I'm probably not supposed to say this, but I do it during class too. Just, you're gonna have to, because I mean, I love watching him like succeed and doing stuff great on the ice. So I try to do that, and I talk to him every now and then. Same with the other guys too. So.
Well, yeah. Well, and stick with Luddy for just a second. You had to play against him a few times, a handful of times, because he used the transfer portal, had a chance to go to play in North Dakota.
Yeah.
I know I talked to you about this. How bad did you want to score against him?
Oh. I mean, I obviously that I still want to do. Hopefully one day maybe I get the chance to score on him, but yeah, that's just like a brotherly love thing that I want to score on him. He wants to save my shot, so that's always going to be there. That's why we're brothers, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. And this transfer portal world has just kind of changed college athletics. While you've been in college athletics, you're going to get a chance. We already did once, and you're going to get a chance to face another one of your guys that were freshman buddies with you, Robbie Drasner, here in a little over a week or so, too. What was it like facing him a couple weeks back when we were up at Western?
Aside from the hockey part, just seeing him it's a great time. It brings back a lot of memories that we had. Like you said, the COVID is like, it's one of those things that you're going to remember for your entire life. So the memories and everything that we have together kind of comes up every time you see each other. And I got a chance to talk to him after the game on Saturday and meet his family again, or see his family. And it was just one of those, like, I kind of attached myself from the hockey and the game and just see from the 10,000 and just see that this is big. Yeah.
He came up and saw me, too, and I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
That was very classy. So looking forward. It's going to be ironic. He's going to be here. You're going to get a chance for another senior weekend or a fifth-year senior.
Yep.
I don't know how we're going to handle all that stuff, though. So what's that going to be like for you?
I thought last year was really special, and this year is going to be really special again. I'm very happy that I did my 5 years at Miami. It feels like I went I went through it all and I gave it all. And it's going to be it's going to be sad, obviously. But it's one of those moments to be I'm grateful for. It's really nice to get that appreciation. So that's, just thankful, I guess.
Sure. And we'll talk one more thing in just a moment about the impending end of the season. First off, let's talk about Minnesota Duluth. We're headed up there. Had a chance to face them earlier this year. So how do you guys feel like you're ready? Obviously, the results are what they are, but seems like steps so close now, so far away maybe. But what do you see going into Duluth?
Well, I'll be honest. We don't have a win in conference this year. So the motivation of getting a win is pretty big. And we feel like we have a really good chance to do that. We've had a few pretty good practices. So it's gonna be nice to play up there again and get another chance because, like you said, the last time wasn't our best time. So it's gonna be nice to get a chance to beat them on the road.
All right, before I let you go here, so first of all, I got to remind you, hockey is life.
Oh, yeah.
So don't ever forget that.
No.
So totally enjoyed you over these 5 years. So really looking forward to it. What does Miami University, not Miami hockey, Miami University mean to you?
Everything. I remember when I was thinking about going to college, we talked to a lot of pro guys, I guess, home in Sweden that has been through college and has known people or talked to people that have been through college, and they always said that college was going to be it's going to be the best 4 years of your life, and I got 5 years of it. So, but like I said before, Miami hockey, Miami University as a whole kind of made me who I am today, and it's going to stick with me for the rest of my life. I got a bachelor degree. I'm about to get a master's degree. So, I learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I developed into the human that I want to be. So that's what I got to thank Miami University for.